Hey guys, it's me Lachlan and I'm here today with a brand new video after what has been a very prolonged 2-week break. During a week of examinations, other weirdness and just general technical screwovers, I had to take some time off and just recollect everything and get everything back together. So today I thought I'd bring you a rather special video in the sense that I feel as though a lot of my viewers are going to enjoy this, and this is of course the Far Cry 4 multiplayer overview. Now, during these exams and weird stuff and just general technical fuckeries, I've managed to play a good percentage of Far Cry 4 through the campaign, but more specifically, I've been spending some time on the multiplayer and stacking it up in comparison to Far Cry 3. So more specifically today, we're going to be looking at the competitive multiplayer environment, not the actual co-op environment, which does exist alongside the campaign as well. Now, if many of you will remember, the terrific flop that was Far Cry 3's multiplayer is somewhat still fresh in many people's mind, which probably makes you hesitant to even consider buying Far Cry 4 for its competitive multiplayer, or even giving it a shot should you actually have the game. Now, after spending a good percentage of time, and I'm saying a good couple of hours on the multiplayer, I can safely say that this has arguably been one of the best multiplayers I've played in terms of shooters in general in probably the last couple of months. Now, bearing in mind, I'm a die-hard Battlefield fan, so you guys know that I have a certain standard when it comes to playing multiplayer shooters at all. I need to have a certain feel for the game. It needs to provide new and interesting ideas. And Far Cry 4 does this incredibly well. So, to kick off with, first of all, it isn't the failure that Far Cry 3 was. I mean, I don't even know what happened with that thing. It feels as though they took Far Cry's amazing mechanics and amazing gameplay and tried making it become Call of Duty in its multiplayer. I really have no clue whatsoever what they were attempting there. But the game almost completely changed to something alien and abnormal and just unrecognizable once you got onto the competitive multiplayer scene. Whereas Far Cry 4, on the other hand, keeps very strong to the core elements of the actual game. It sticks to the original engine. It doesn't try and modify anything. It doesn't try to change anything about the open world environment or how the flow and pace of gameplay will go. It's almost as though you're playing campaign with other people and competing over something. That's how it feels. It's much more refined. It feels very well in sync with itself, and it's true to the Far Cry franchise. It's not about being Call of Duty, it's about offering something fresh, offering something a bit crazy, a bit new, and a bit fun. And that's what I really enjoyed about it overall. So to give you a drop-down sort of idea as to what Far Cry 4 has to offer, there are two factions, the Golden Path and the Rashidakata. Just make it up for yourself. It's like the Rashidakata. I'm gonna leave a text thing below. You can just try and decide if you can pronounce that as well, because I sure as hell can't. And essentially, they are two very different factions. One of them is part of the Royal Army, which is the bad guys, and one of them is the Golden Path, which is the good guys, even though they are classified by terrorists as the bad guys. Now, the Rashidakata, that's what we're going to call them, they have bow and arrows. They are not a conventional weapons group. You can use bow and arrows and the summoning of animals to assist your objectives. As a Rashidakata player, you also have the option to crouch in order to gain a level of invisibility. Now, this will lead to some strange noises and some often texture blur for players to see where you are, and some sounds as well if you're nearby, to allow it to sort of even up the scales of you being frickin' invisible. But it does make for a very interesting environment. It's almost like playing Sticks and Stones, where, you know, the Golden Path are kind of like the Juggernaut-y side of guys, but then again, the stealth and the precision of a bow and arrow can counteract that. It's one hit kill with a bow and arrow. There are also other arrows available, such as the explosive arrow to destroy vehicles, the fire arrow to literally burn everything, because if you haven't played Far Cry 4, setting something on fire can cause complete mayhem. And the teleportation arrows, which allow you to fire at a target within sort of close-ish range in order to teleport to that position, which are kind of useful for using tactically. Now, alongside that, you also have 3 throwing items, and that is your eagle, your bear, and your Bengal tiger. You unlock these kind of like by playing the game in a tactical manner, gaining XP, killing other players, that kind of stuff. Doing the regular kind of stuff that will get you XP will let you unlock these progressively. And you can use these to defend objectives, to fight the enemies off, to do anything. These guys are basically yours to command, and they will work on your behalf. And with that you get 2 perks as well, which is a vast array of anything from crafting things quicker, to sprinting longer, to less bow sway. Just anything you can think of, it's very likely that it's going to counteract an issue that you find within your general gameplay. Moving on, we have the Golden Path, and these guys are the all guns blazing conventional weaponists with LMGs, assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, pistols, sidearms, RPGs, grenade launchers. They basically are the badasses. Now, the Golden Path, they lack a certain sense of stealth and ability, and this is something I feel as though kind of evens up the scales between the 2 factions. The Golden Path, they lack stealth, but at the same time have massive firepower. Play well with each set of characters by using stealth on the bad side of the and using your all-out guns blazing potential in the Golden Path, and also mixing in elements of stealth, because of course you've got that gorgeous Far Cry environment around you to make use of, and you can create some very tactical environments. The game also introduces, regardless of what mode you're playing, a bell tower, and this is a point for you guys to fight over between teams in order to gain access to its technical box in the upstairs region. And if you are the Golden Path, you can display positions of the invisible and if you are the you can actually destroy it in order to make your stealth even stealthier without the use of a minimap for the players on the Golden Path. It's very tactical, it's very precise, and it's something I've thoroughly enjoyed. Now, I mentioned that Far Cry keeps to its core elements, and the kind of sense of freeness and the ability to interact with the environment, set things on fire, pick up a mounted weapon that's on the ground and, you know, just go guns blazing, get into some vehicles and start shooting, ride a freaking elephant into battle, yeah? All of this is involved in Far Cry 4's multiplayer. It's fresh, it's new, and it's something a bit crazy and something a bit challenging, which is what the franchise has always been about. So, this is my overall drop down for Far Cry 4's multiplayer. Would I rate it higher than Battlefield's multiplayer? Well, it's Battlefield, it's very difficult to do that. Would I rate it higher than Call of Duty's multiplayer? Definitely. Would I rate it as a high-end multiplayer? Definitely. Probably sitting at about an 8 out of 10 / 9 out of 10. Getting up there, definitely. It's one of those multiplayers that I feel as though it completes a title. Now, Far Cry 4's campaign is always notorious for offering crazy, wacky, innovative ideas with crazy characters and good fun, and the multiplayers always let it down. But the multiplayer of Far Cry 4 introduces co-op to the campaign for you guys to enjoy in groups of up to 4 players, and it also introduces a brand new, fresh, competitive multiplayer environment, which is trying to be more like Far Cry rather than trying to be like a crappy Call of Duty. So guys, it's been me, Lachlan. I hope if any of you have got Far Cry 4, you will definitely check out the multiplayer for Far Cry. It's very interesting, very proactive, and something I would definitely recommend. And seeing as Christmas is coming up, there will be lots of you out there who will probably be looking at Far Cry and thinking, should that be on my list? And I can assure you, after playing the campaign in multiplayer, it most likely should be. It's been me, Lachlan, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's Far Cry video, and I will see you again with another Far Cry video, hopefully, very soon.